one being on Friday and the other being today, Monday, April 8th. All right, so on the 4 hour time frame, as you all know, the market had a pullback taking out this inducement low, right? Tapping into this daily liquidity block, and then had the move up, trapping all the sellers. Okay, so taking out all this liquidity, trapping the sellers over here. If you go on the 1 hour time frame after trapping sellers, the market had the move down, right? Towards this imbalance. But before taking out the imbalance, looks better on the 15. The market has a BOS to the upside. Right here. Inducing buyers at the lows. All right. So the market induced buyers at the lows by having this, taking out this high right here. And then obviously during NFP, all the buyers were taken out. And then on the 5 minute time frame, there was an entry. Actually, it looks better on the 1 minute. Okay. So on the 1 minute time frame, right, after trapping all the buyers out the market, the market moves lower, right, building liquidity at the highs by obviously taking out the lows, right, pulling back and respecting the high, right? So building that liquidity right here in this area. So a reason for price to go to the upside, okay? And then what happens is the market starts moving up, taking out the highs, right? So moving up, creating this high right here, and then after taking out the highs, right, inducing buyers into the market, you'll see that the lows were swept, trapping all the buyers, right? And essentially your entry could have been right here, right when the low was taken out. Keep your stops below the low, and then target being this high over here, right? So the high before NFP, or the NFP high. Okay, so a nice 1 to 10. You could have taken partials here if you wanted to. But understanding the direction, you could have actually held most of your position towards the highs, right? Because this is where sellers' liquidity was. And yeah, pretty much I think another entry could have been off the 1 minute time frame right here. So after taking out the lows, right here, trapping buyers, could have taken it from this 1 minute liquidity block, right? Just remembering to leave breathing room as price can obviously come lower into this area right here. So yeah, you could have taken it from this liquidity block right here, keeping your stops, well, just keeping more breathing room and targeting the highs, okay? These highs right here. So that could have been, I mean, another way how you could have taken the trades. I mean, the trade. But you could have also just taken as soon as the low swept, right? Trapping buyers and then moving to the upside. So what happens is the market moves up, right? This being your liquidity block, you can see reactions from it, right? So you'll see how the market comes into this liquidity block right here, right, and starts moving down. On the 5 minute time frame, I think it looks better there. Yeah, So the market comes into this liquidity block right here, respecting it, moving down. And then what you'll see is, okay, moving down, taking out these lows right here. Okay, so taking out this internal liquidity. The market moves up, right? Taking out this high. So once this high was taken out or swept, right, retail's gonna look at this as a BOS and start looking for their entries at the lows over here, right? So this being your trap move, okay? So you don't want to be buying anywhere in this area. Reason being, well, BOS to the upside, right? You're essentially going to be trading with retail. Okay, so once the low is swept, you'll see that the market started moving up, engineering more liquidity at the highs, right? Pulling back into the extreme of this 5-minute liquidity block. Okay, so you could have taken it at this 5-minute liquidity block. You could have actually also taken it from here, right? Because before taking out these highs, the market built liquidity over here. So anywhere underneath this low right here is a valid entry, right? So you could have taken it straight from here. But understanding that if you decided to take it from the 5-minute liquidity block, you could potentially end up missing the entire trade. Right, so if you take it from the 5-minute liquidity block and hold it to Friday's highs, right? Clean 1 to 10 if you take it from the 5-minute liquidity block. If you decide to take it straight from the low, right, it'll be a nice 1 to 6, depending on how much breathing room we leave. And yeah, pretty much. Those were the entries. And I'll see you guys in the next case study.